What if you woke up tomorrow and the world map had changed forever? Imagine turning on the news to see headlines blaring. A brand new continent has risen from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. Not just a tiny island, but a landmass the size of Australia. Suddenly, inexplicably right there on the map. Would nations go to war over it? Would new life forms emerge from its shores? And could something like this actually happen in real life? Stick around, because what you're about to hear might just rewrite everything you thought you knew about our planet. Picture this. Satellites detect an anomaly in the middle of the Pacific. At first, scientists think it's a glitch, but then, the ocean floor begins to rise. Within days, a landmass the size of Australia breaks the surface. News outlets go wild. Social media explodes. The world is gripped by a single question. How is this possible? This isn't science fiction. The Earth's surface is constantly changing, and the Pacific is the most volatile place on the planet. What if one day, it gave birth to a new continent? The implications would be staggering, and the race to claim it would be unlike anything we've ever seen. The Pacific Ocean is Earth's greatest mystery. It's so vast that all the world's continents could fit inside it with room to spare. Beneath its surface, the ocean hides secrets that scientists are only beginning to uncover. Towering underwater volcanoes, hidden fault lines, and pressure points that could, theoretically, reshape the planet. Picture this: the Earth's crust shifts in a way no one saw coming. A new landmass erupts from the deep, rising above the waves as if by magic. The world watches in awe and disbelief. Maps are instantly outdated, governments scramble, and everyone asks the same question: what happens next? The Pacific Ocean is a world of extremes. It's home to the deepest trenches, the tallest underwater mountains, and the most active volcanoes on Earth. The Mariana Trench, for example, is so deep that Mount Everest could fit inside it with room to spare. Beneath the waves, the ocean floor is constantly shifting. Tectonic plates collide, creating earthquakes and volcanic eruptions that can reshape the landscape in an instant. Scientists are still discovering new species and geological features in the Pacific, proving that we've only scratched the surface of what this ocean holds. If a new continent were to appear, it would be the ultimate test of human curiosity, ambition, and survival. Could a new continent really appear in the Pacific? Let's break it down. The Earth's surface is made up of tectonic plates that constantly shift and collide. Sometimes these movements create mountains, islands, or even new landmasses. The Pacific is home to the Ring of Fire, a horseshoe-shaped zone of intense seismic and volcanic activity. Here, the Earth's crust is constantly being reshaped by earthquakes and eruptions. There's even a real-world example, Zealandia. This mostly submerged continent near New Zealand is only now being recognized by scientists. It's a reminder that our planet is still evolving, and that the map we know today could look very different tomorrow. Supervolcanoes, massive tectonic uplifts, or even undiscovered geological processes could, in theory, create new land. The Pacific, with its vast, unexplored depths, is the perfect stage for such a dramatic event. The Earth is far from finished writing its own story. How could a new continent actually form? Let's look at the science. The Earth's crust is made up of tectonic plates that float on the molten mantle below. When these plates collide, they can create mountains, islands, or even new landmasses. In the Pacific, the Ring of Fire is a hotbed of activity. Here, the Pacific plate is being forced beneath other plates in a process called subduction. This creates volcanoes, earthquakes, and sometimes new land. There's even a real-world example, Zealandia. This mostly submerged continent near New Zealand is only now being recognized by scientists. It's a reminder that our planet is still evolving, and that the map we know today could look very different tomorrow. Supervolcanoes, massive tectonic uplifts, or even undiscovered geological processes could, in theory, create new land. The Pacific, with its vast unexplored depths, is the perfect stage for such a dramatic event. Now, let's imagine the chaos that would unfold if a new continent appeared in the Pacific. The moment the news breaks, the world's superpowers would spring into action. The United States, with its military bases in Hawaii and Guam, would likely be the first to respond. Ships, planes, and even satellites would be deployed to survey the new land. China, known for its aggressive territorial claims in the South China Sea, would rush to establish a presence, possibly even building artificial islands to stake its claim. Australia and New Zealand, already at home in the Pacific, would see this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to expand their influence. Japan, Russia, and even smaller Pacific nations would join the scramble, each hoping to secure a piece of the new continent. The United Nations would be called in to mediate, but with so much at stake, tensions would run high. The risk of conflict would be real, and the world would hold its breath. But it's not just about land grabs. The sudden appearance of a new continent would have massive environmental consequences. Tsunamis could ripple across the Pacific, threatening coastal cities from California to Japan. Sea levels might drop as water is displaced by the new landmass, altering ocean currents and weather patterns. Marine ecosystems would be thrown into chaos. Coral reefs, fish populations, and even migratory routes could be disrupted, with ripple effects felt around the globe. Scientists would be among the first to arrive, eager to study the new land and its potential for undiscovered species or resources. Billionaires and explorers would see this as the ultimate adventure, racing to be the first to set foot on the new continent. Social media influencers and news crews would descend, turning the event into a global spectacle. The world's attention would be fixed on this new frontier, and the race to explore and exploit would be on. What would we find on this new continent? It's possible that unique, never-before-seen species could emerge from the deep, adapted to life in isolation. The land itself might hold untapped resources, minerals, rare earth elements, or even oil and gas reserves. The discovery could spark a new gold rush, with nations and corporations vying for control over these valuable assets. Here's the thing. The world as we know it isn't set in stone. Continents have disappeared before, and new ones could rise again. The map you learned in school isn't final, it's just a snapshot in time. Nature has a way of reminding us how small and temporary we really are. The Earth is still evolving, and the next chapter could be just beneath the waves. So the next time you look at a globe, remember, the planet is still writing its own story, and the next twist could be just around the corner. If this blew your mind, just wait until you hear about the Amazon River. Why, after centuries, it still has no bridge. That's a story you won't believe. Subscribe now for more videos that make the world feel brand new, and let us know in the comments. If a new continent appeared, would you move there?